My life is a mess. I'm going to literally hate myself during this reading vlog because I'm cleaning up my closet, I'm putting my life back together, I'm cleaning up my room, and I don't know about you guys, but anytime I put myself on this like really big task of doing something that takes longer than an hour to do, I get really tired and I need to take like a fat nap in the middle of it. But in this reading vlog, what I plan to do is to actually put my life back together after a very chaotic work week. Basically, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys will already know that on some days this week, I had really, really long, stressful days at work where I was working till midnight simply because it's just a very busy time period for us. But thankfully, this week ended and we were returning back to normal. So I have time to breathe. And on the weekend, obviously, I have time to clean up the surroundings around me. So I don't know about you guys, but anytime where I have like a big event happening in my life that I'm stressing about, like for example, back when I was still in university and I had to study for an exam, I would take a look around my room and I'd be like, I need to like change everything here in order for my environment to be welcoming so that I could focus on studying. But unfortunately, this time around, I didn't have time to go clean up my room in the middle of my workday. So I'm cleaning up afterwards, I'm putting my life back together, I'm being me. And in this video, I have a lot of dark romances on my TBR that I want to read. They're dark and taboo. One of them already sounds like it's going to be pretty juicy. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it because I think it involves like a female M romance. So there's going to be two male love interests. And this one is called Daddy's Sweetheart by Stasia Black. And this one's taboo because it involves our heroine having a crush on her new stepfather and her new stepbrother. And it does have some trigger warnings on it. And it does have some dubious consent scenes. So if that's not your forte, then definitely don't pick it up. But if you're okay with it, then join me along with this reading journey. Just for like point of reference, I'm probably going to hate myself in the middle of cleaning this closet because I have a headache happening right now. And I just know that I probably can't finish it all in one shot. And it's just going to piss me off because my closet would just be like half organized, half not organized. So we're going to see how long this reading vlog is. And hopefully it's not longer than a day. I just want to finish this in a day, but we'll see. All right, let's start. So just like taking a quick look at my room right now, we have this chair here that I don't even sit on. It's supposed to be my reading chair, but I just ended up piling all my clothes on it. And it pisses me off because obviously that's like the center focus is a pile of clothes. So I definitely need to clear up that and to throw away or donate any clothes that I can't wear anymore, that I don't want to wear anymore. And then we have like kind of a shelving area here, like a rack where all my clothes are too. As you can tell, it's not properly organized. It's a mess. And also this chair has become quickly my stuffed animals chairs. I have a lot of stuffed animals and I'll probably show you during this reading vlog, but this is my main task for now, just to clean up this area. And then we shall work towards my closet with all my clothes just kind of like just there. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. Also, I forgot to mention that I will be following the rules of the queen herself of tidying, Marie Kondo. I went to a website where I listed all her rules because I don't own her book. Her rules were basically very easy. Like you just put all your clothes in one place and then you don't lie to yourself saying that you can wear this shirt when you lose like a bit of weight. Throw away some clothes that make you feel just like a little bit uncomfy and it's like stopping you from wearing that shirt. Yeah, so it's pretty simple. We're gonna see how well we do. Honestly, I think my goal is to donate as much as I can because the more I donate, the more that I don't have to fold my remaining clothes. Alright, so I thought I'll stop for a bit with my cleaning to give you a reading update of Daddy's Sweet Girl by Stasia Black. And now this one is a very spicy read. So if you guys are looking for spicy reads, definitely pick this one up. So far, I'm really enjoying it. So we have our dad character who is actually the opposite of the son of the stepbrother. Our dad character is very gruff and he's very rough, and he does not care about our main female heroine's like emotions and wants sometimes. So that's where like the dubious consent kind of comes, because she's very conflicted with like what she wants in the bedroom, because she is also a naive virgin. Like, she doesn't know what the male attraction is. She doesn't understand that she's attractive to her stepbrother and her stepfather, and she doesn't understand her emotions that she does have for these two characters. Meanwhile, our stepbrother is actually very sweet and very kind and very caring, and he's the character that you would kind of fall for. But then you have a very dominant dad character that you kind of like are looking at too from across the room. So it's kind of like a why choose romance, because you get these two different styles of men. Anyways, I am in the middle of cleaning. Right now it's been kind of an hour of cleaning so far. I have a lot of clothes that I am putting into the donate pile, but then I also have a lot of clothes that I need to kind of like fold and then put back. So if you see like a gaping hole right there, I just went through my pants section and there was a lot of pants that I can't fit anymore. And I'm going to be lying to myself if I tell myself like, you should keep it for like, I don't know, for a time where you're going to lose like a bunch of weight and you can fit it again. No, it's going out the door, because if it's not going out the door, it's falling outside my closet. So that's my rule with Marine Kondo. Just don't lie to yourself. Just throw away clothes that don't fit. So basically this is the pile of clothes right here that are going to be donated. There's a lot of jeans, there's a lot of sweaters, a lot of shirts, and then we still have a working pile of clothes right here that I'm going through and that I'm going to be folding too as well. Right now, it's literally, the sun is in my room. It's always really, really hot around this time, around 3 to 4, where it's just super hot, because that's when the sun kind of just starts to set, and then it just gets boiling. So I need to get myself a refreshment or I'm going to pass out with all my clothes on. All right, so I finished Daddy's Sweet Girl and I have to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed the story in terms of the emotions conveyed and how our characters acted and the whole plot line itself, but I want to go back and kind of correct my statement of how I said this was a MFM romance. It just involves 2 males and 1 female, but it's not a why choose. It's our female heroine actually choosing a character, and you actually have a happily ever after with just 1 main couple. Now, the reason why I did take a star off for this book particularly is because I didn't like our female heroine, who was just too naive, and she just kept questioning herself as well. She had a lot of self-doubt, and I get it because she's inexperienced, so she doesn't really know what happens in the room, and she doesn't know what happens between guys. She doesn't know like what the emotions are and things like that. But the thing is that, does she not watch TV? You know, does she not read romance novels? Does she not have friends that tell her? Does she not have social media that kind of like tell her that, you know, experiences with guys are not always going to be pleasant, not just in the bedroom, but outside of the bedroom? Like, for example, like how guys can play mind games, and there's like playing the field, and like, you know, just the culture of like dating and relationships, and just like what it means to have a healthy relationship. So I felt like that this romance with the heroine like that, it was kind of really annoying. And then the second thing is that our dad character was way too abusive. He was like way too dominant. He was not even like the hot kind anymore. It was just kind of like the dark kind, and like it was like you're confused by it, I feel like, with the synopsis, because you're not sure if he's supposed to be a love interest in the first place. And then he just kind of comes in and dominates the whole situation, and you're trying to like wonder if she's okay with this, but then there's some things that you know that she's not okay with it, and it just gets really confusing. So I figured that if you want to pick up this book, and if you're interested in picking up this book, I feel like you would need to hear my review about like some uncertain factors, just in case you do get triggered a little bit here and there. But if you find that you're pretty much okay with darker romances and you don't have that many trigger warnings, then I feel like you should pick this one up. I really enjoyed it, and I'm actually gonna go read more of her books because I found some that I think is going to be really interesting to read too as well. But I don't think I'm going to read it during this reading vlog. I think the next romance novella that I'm going to read is one by an author named Selena. So the one from Selena that I do want to pick up is actually one called Bad Apple, and it's a part of this like high school bully romance series. I know we're back on my bully romance BS, but she basically came from a very bad background. She was in a trailer parks, and then she had the opportunity to transfer into this prep school. And then there she's like a tough cookie, and like nobody can really like go against her because she's sassy and I guess she fights back. But then what happens is that we have three brothers who set their eyes on her as a target, and this is their romance. And there are a lot of trigger warnings on Goodreads where it says like it's like 18 plus, there's dark themes, it's not for the faint of heart, and that there are like a lot of things that could happen that could upset readers. So that's like a quick warning out there for anybody who doesn't know what to expect with this romance. I think I'm just going to dive right in, and if there are some upsetting things that I don't like, I think I'm just gonna either put it down or keep going with it, but I'm not too sure. So I'll let you guys know. All right, another quick reading update. So I was going to start Bad Apple by Selena, and I read like I listened to 30 minutes of the audiobook, and I must say that it wasn't just for me. I think it was the narrator. She read like a robot, and I was just like not absorbed into the story at all. And then the plot line itself, I didn't really like. I felt like our main character was just like too deep in the gutter for me to think she was kind of realistic. Maybe she is. Maybe there is unfortunately someone out there who has to do the things that she did in order to make it outside of the poor town that she's at. But I just felt too bad for our main female heroine to continue with the story. Basically, our main female heroine has a competitive mother and unstable like family household, doesn't know who her father is. Mother goes out drinking, finds boyfriends here and there, and then comes up with some money to pay for the rent. She wants to get out of the small town because she's sick and tired of living in such a poverty-stricken town. So she'll do whatever it takes to get the best grades possible, and that includes having sexual intercourse with her math teacher. And it was fine, like I was fine with it, but I was just also like, I felt really bad for our main female heroine because she was like a robot while doing it, because she's so desensitized in her surroundings and in her environment that she thought it was normal, like she normalized it. And that was just when I was like, okay, so what else could happen where she could actually feel things, because I don't connect with our main character at all. And what's the point of a dark romance if you don't connect with the characters enough to like feel bad about them? Because at this point she didn't even feel bad for herself. And then there was just random poetry that was like in the book too as well that sounded really bad, and I was just like, I don't want to listen to random poetry as I'm sweating in my room, hauling clothes and like throwing away things. So I had to turn it off, and I actually switched to a new Stasia Black novel. She actually wrote it with Savino, and this one's called Beauty's Beast. I think it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling novel. Honestly, don't know what's it about so far. Never really read the synopsis. I just picked it up because it's from the same author as the previous book that I read, which is Daddy's Sweet Girl, I think that's what it's called. Jesus, I forget titles so fast. But this one involves our heroine who is very smart, and she's very brilliant at researching things, and she's working on a very big project, but she has to get ready for a ball, and I think that's where she meets our hero. I keep changing outfits every time I see you guys like in different clips, and that's because I was in the middle of shooting for a thumbnail for one of my videos and I need to switch something up so that it can go with the thumbnail. Anyways, life update, whatever update. So today, cleaned out my closet. My closet looks the same. I'm gonna show you guys. Basically, this always happens. I take out a bunch of clothes, I donate a bunch of clothes, but it still looks the same. And I'm pretty sure Marie Kondo did say that before, where one of her clients actually came to her and said, you know, I do all this work, I throw away all the things that don't bring me joy, but why do I still not feel joy when I look around the house? And it's like, I think her thing was that, in conclusion, was that you were not strict enough on yourself to throw away things, and that you were just, yeah, you got like, you know, like the top layer of things that didn't bring you joy, but then there's like this other middle layer that you just kind of kept, and that's why your room looks the same. And I think I'm guilty of that, because literally my closet looks the same. But you know what? I'm very proud because there is some more breathing room like on the hangers, but then there's also like a load of laundry that I still have to go through to put away. So we're gonna ignore that fact. But I really like how the closet is not tumbling out anymore. You know, clothes are not just like spewing out at me, rolling on the floor, hitting me, rolling out at night, you know? Chaotic mess. We don't need that in our lives, so I'm happy with that. We got some more rooms on the hangers now, you know? I tried color coordinating it. Clearly didn't really try because it's not. So if anybody's curious, Marie Kondo actually recommends you to do like light to dark so that your brain doesn't like go like, where all these like different shades are from. And I think she also has a rule about lining them up in different lengths so that it like lines up accordingly, and that you're not like being crazed over like one shirt that's shorter than the other and a skirt hanging out of nowhere. And then I just want to show you guys my babies. Like, I always buy stuffed animals because they bring me joy. Okay, Marie Kondo did say keep the things that bring you joy, but she never really said buy the things that bring you joy either. But anyways, these are my stuffies. Do I sleep with them? No. Well, on occasion I do sleep with one of them, but I definitely don't sleep with all of them. And if you guys are unfamiliar with my stuffies, basically this is Rilakkuma. I don't know what her name is, but she is part of the Rilakkuma series. And then obviously there is a chick as well. I wanted a really big chick because I have two big Rilakkumas and I wanted them to have kind of like a matching set. So obviously your girl got a big chick for her big depression. And then I got some Ryan and a Peach. So these are two Korean like characters from Kakao, and it's like a chat app in Korea, and they came out with like these characters that got really big, and I really like Ryan, so I got some more Ryan here as well. And then of course I had to get like Lilo and Stitch's like Lilo's toy. Like, I used to not like Lilo and Stitch, but then I rewatched it a couple more times and I fucking love Lilo and Stitch. Like, you know, just love it. And then I also got my newest edition is obviously this one. So this one is BT21. I think this is, I don't know what this toy is called, actually. That's a freaking lie. I'm not a BTS stan whatsoever, and you guys might be wondering, like, then why did you get that toy, Lisa? Well, because, you know, these toys are rare at Hot Topic, and if you don't get them now, you'll never get them. So I just got it because I was on vacation. I was feeling a little bit sad that I was leaving vacation, and I just wanted a toy. Sue me. So basically all these toys that I'm getting here are my depression toys. Every piece brought me joy for at least like a good solid 1.5 weeks, and then I wore out, but I still hug them today. They still bring me a lot of joy. Okay, so in terms of the audiobook that I am reading right now, it's called Beauty's Beast, and this one, still don't know what it's about, never read the synopsis for it yet. I have an hour and 20 minutes left of the audiobook. It's a fairly short book. I think it's around 200 something pages. So far, she is getting roses at her desk. She doesn't know who it is. So it's a secret admirer, and it sounds kind of creepy because I thought it was the hero, but maybe it's not the hero. Maybe it's a villain. Maybe the hero is the villain. We don't know. Just like not reading the synopsis of the books definitely don't help. But for today, I think I'm gonna clock out for you guys on this vlog because this makeup has been on my face for a very long time. I'm hot, I'm sweaty. I need to take the makeup off, put on some workout clothes, and actually go for a workout downstairs because your homegirl needs to reset her body too as well. And I will come back probably tomorrow to close out this vlog, and hopefully I'll be able to give you a proper synopsis of that book, wrap up the book, give you a rating, and then I'm going to see if I can find some dark novellas to talk about. I know there's this one from Webster that I want to read. It's very taboo, and I know I'm not gonna like it. Like, I just know I'm not gonna like it, but reading it intrigues me because it's like the one thing that's so taboo that's not even on Amazon. And it includes a topic that is like jail, straight to jail. And I don't like it. And I know I'm gonna give it a 1 star, but I'm just so curious. It's like watching a car crash. Like you wanna look away, but you can't. So I'll let you guys know. All right, so I'm back here to wrap up my reading vlog. So basically I finished 3 novellas and 1 book that was kind of short. It was like around 200 something pages. And basically it's the book called Beauty's Beast that I was talking to you about in my previous clips where I basically never gave you a synopsis. Now that I finished the book, I can definitely tell you the synopsis of the book. Basically, our heroine is the daughter of this like head of a pharmaceutical company. She's also a doctor. She does research and she develops drugs and she has patents. And basically she helps save the planet from all these like diseases, illnesses, and things like that. Basically what happens is that she is drugged and then she is taken into this lair, and then afterwards there's a masked man who basically tells her that, you know, your father is like up to his eyeballs in debt and he's been selling all the patents to these drugs, and he's a corrupt man and he's been ruining lives because he is not being like ethical in terms of his patents, and then lots of people can't use the drugs that are being produced by the pharmaceutical company that they own. And then our female heroine doesn't believe it because she has a hero worship for her father, obviously. You never want to think too poorly of your parents. And she doesn't believe him, but the only way for her to save the company is to go along with this mysterious man with a mask and kind of dive into submission and play that role. And there is some light BDSM themes in this one, but it's mostly just, I feel like, pure erotica. And it does get hot and steamy. It is dark in the sense that our hero is masked and he comes from a very dark past. It's not like a dark upbringing, but he just has this like one thing that happened to him that was the ultimate betrayal that led him to become the monster that he is and kind of hide away in his lair with a mask on because he is scarred and he is like emotionally and physically damaged from that incident. And he holds her father accountable for all these actions. And basically this is the story of these two people kind of like being forced in a close proximity situation, him realizing that she's not as bad as he imagined, and she learning that her captor is actually a very sweet and, you know, gruff and tough guy, but he's deep down, he really does care about her. This one is by far not the perfect romance in the sense that this book was written a couple years ago and it's been done before. It's not new, it's not fresh, and it's not exciting. The things that were done in the book I've seen in many, many other books, but it's the things that I like to see. So I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars simply because it's my catnip. There are certain scenes in the book where she is obviously afraid of being captured by our hero, but she is taken care of by our hero a lot, and I thought that was really sweet, even though now that I say it, it does sound like a little bit like Stockholm Syndrome. But anyways, regardless, I really enjoyed this one, and there's like book 2 and book 3. It's a trilogy series, and I already have the second book on my Kindle Unlimited that I'm so excited to read. And also I just wanted to mention that yesterday I was watching Bree's like dark romance readathon vlog, and she was mentioning that she was using Alexa to read her Kindle books for her, and I was like so intrigued by it, so I thought that I should just buy an Echo. I thought she was using a physical Amazon Echo device, but turns out she was just using her app on her phone. And apparently like the Alexa app on your phone can read you the Kindle books, and the speed goes up to like a maximum of 2 times the speed, but obviously that's faster than, you know, you physically having to take time out of your day to go read a Kindle Unlimited book, and then you can just have Alexa read it for you. So it was really funny because I quickly canceled my Amazon Echo order because I don't need to spend $40 if I can just use the Alexa free app. So thank you, Brie, for giving me that tip to use the Alexa app to read me my ebooks. And then the next book that I finished was a novella that I hinted at in my previous clips, where I said that this novella is basically straight to jail. It's something that I would not like, and I know I wouldn't like, but because curiosity killed the cat, I decided to go read the book. This book is actually available online to read, so you can just Google it and then you'll find it on like this website, which what I did. This one's called Hail by Webster, and I feel like a lot of people probably heard about it if you guys are on Book Talk, or if like somebody was just kind of telling you like absurd stories to read. This one is a true brother-sister romance novel. It's blood relation, so it is incest. And I was just curious. I just wanted to see how bad it could be. Literally like a car crash that I couldn't look away from. And it ended up being a very big DNF for me because the beginning of the book was like good because like I was actually getting really emotionally tied to our characters, not like them being together, obviously, no. I was getting tied to the fact that this was like a broken family, but it had two very strong parents that kind of helped mend these two characters together, like a brother and a sister. But then something obviously happens and it made me cry and, it made me tear up. And then the writing was good. Like, I like Kay Webster's writing. I think she's brilliant at writing. It's just that she writes these taboo stories that unfortunately get picked up by a lot of people. And then her name just gets dragged through the mud. And it's unfortunate for her because there's a lot more Kindle authors out there that have written a lot of like, taboo things that are not favorable to the general readership, but they don't get picked up on it because it's either nobody really wants to talk about them, nobody read them before, or things like that, that they don't get attention. And unfortunately, Kay Webster gets caught up in this, and then her name is just forever in the mud because of somebody randomly picking it up and then just like, yelling about it. But anyways, regardless, Hail was a DNF for me because it was very uncomfy. I was very uncomfortable with it. Obviously, for the obvious reasons. I did not feel the romance because I just don't feel romance between brothers and sisters. Not to yuck anybody's yum, but that's just not my thing. Like, definitely not my thing. It was just for pure curiosity's sake, and I had to give this a 1 out of 5 stars because I DNF'd it. But I went to the last page of the book to see how it concluded. Maybe we were thrown like, this curve in the story where they basically said that the brothers and sisters were stepbrothers and sister, and then there were, step siblings, so it's all okay. Then I would just kind of go back and like reread everything else. But unfortunately, no, it wasn't. Big spoiler. It's literally brother and sister romance. So 1 star. Then the next romance novella that I did read was actually another bully romance. I know I had to get back on my bully BS. So basically, this bully romance is actually a prequel to one of the series in Tracy Lane's series. So Tracy Lane is an author that I've read before on Flirt Club. So Flirt Club is a publisher that publishes all these like random novellas. If you guys want quick, short, fluffy reads and spicy reads, definitely search Flirt Club on Kindle Unlimited for novellas. So I discovered Tracy Lorraine through Flirt Club, and I went back and I actually read one of her bully romance series called Rosewood High. I actually only read book number 1. I hated it. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. I didn't think it was good. I was disappointed in Tracy's writing, but for some reason I saw Faves on sale. Like, it was for like $0. It was free. So I picked it up because it was a dark bully romance, and I thought it was a prequel, but it's a prequel to book number 5. So this is actually a novella 5.5, basically. This one is a stepbrother bully romance, and I feel like it's just so dumb, no offense, but like, if you were to join a new family, or you have like a new family member entering into your family and they automatically start bullying you, like, it's not that big of a house. Like, your parents will know that something's wrong and that the relationship is kind of turbulent. And regardless if like they don't sense it right away, I feel like as like a step sibling and your stepbrother bullies you, I feel like that's something that I would bring up to my mom and be like, yo, the stepbrother is like a psycho. Like, we gotta fix him. Like, I wouldn't just stomach it. So this novella, you definitely had to extend your belief a lot because our heroine is like very strong, very feisty, but she won't bring up the topic that her stepbrother is bullying her to her parents, which is like, what? And but regardless, I overlooked it and I just went straight into the novella. Nothing really happens in this novella. It's like not as like spicy as you would think it would be. In terms of dark tones, our hero is very angry at the fact that his dad remarried and left him and his mom behind. But then his dad was like, you know what, like you can come live with us and you can like go to the school and you can meet your new stepsister. And then for some reason our hero takes it out on the stepsister because of her mom who seduced his dad. And I was just like, okay. But anyways, regardless, judging it based on like the writing and like the plot line in the novella, it was like a meh book. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it, but it's like definitely not something that makes me want to read book number 5 in Tracy Lorraine's story right away. So I feel like it failed at its job. So 3 out of 5 stars for that one. And then finally, the last novella that I did read was a Frankie Love novella. It is one that she wrote with Alice May Ball, and this is part of her like mafia romance novella series. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, I actually don't like mafia romances, or at least I never found a romance book featuring mafia themes that sold me into like that subgenre yet. But I figured I'll pick up a novella because they're very short. This one was only 60 pages, but this one involved our heroine who is the daughter of like the opposite side of the warring family, and then our hero who is someone who is on the opposite side, is like the worst enemy. And he basically seduces her and she loses her virginity, and it's like this big thing in the mafia world apparently that she lost her virginity. And she doesn't expect, when there's like this giant raid happening at her home, that the person that took her virginity that she kind of fell in love with would be on the opposite side pointing a gun at her. And it sounds more thrilling than it is, but honestly, this book was kind of really boring and I was bored to tears. Like, I literally did not care about our characters together. I felt like that the spicy scenes were very bland and I was very disappointed in this book, and I ended up giving it a 1 out of 5 stars. Like, it was literally a waste of my time. And the thing about this one was that I actually bought this book instead of like borrowing it from my Kindle Unlimited because I was already maxed out at 10 KU books and I wanted to just get something, so I bought it. It's so dumb. And then also, like, before anybody comments and goes like, oh, KU has like 20 books now, I think Canada only has 10. So like, I mean, like, I'm not really reading 10 KU books a month, so like, it's okay. But anyways, that is it for my little weekend vlog where I read dark romances and I tried to put my life back together. I'm feeling a lot more optimistic about this work week because even though it's the same amount of work, it's a little bit lighter and I feel like I can tackle it on more. And then afterwards I'm on vacation for like a day, so that's gonna feel good about myself. And this one was just like a random vlog where I decided to pick up dark romances simply because they were available at my library and I was just like, okay, let's go for it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this random selection of like dark romances, and I'll see you guys again next time with a new video. Bye.